is a new thing we're doing to give you guys a little look behind the scenes of what goes on, what you can catch on some of the Patreon or some of the behind the scenes content. So,
this is just a podcast.
This is just a podcast. This is just a comedy podcast. We're just doing a little
This is a
podcast.
podcast without a guest.
This is just a little podcast. We're just doing a little podcast.
Yeah, this ain't no behind the scenes.
Matt Lemon,
Yes.
what's new with you?
What's new with me? I have recently joined ICE-Sis.
That's
Not
awesome.
the terrorist group.
Yeah.
It's ICE-Sis.
It's a female spinoff of ICE.
Yeah, it's
Is there any women in ICE? Do you think there's like
probably. I
like
don't know.
a
They all
hot
like
chick?
wear masks. So.
Yeah, I know they wear masks, but like, you think there's like a hot chick with huge tits who's like arresting illegals? You know?
Hot girls with huge tits don't put themselves in violent situations.
Some of them do.
You don't know that.
You know, taking it.
Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson. You know, maybe they have like a Black Widow in ICE, and she's capturing she's like capturing the illegals and throwing them in the whatever.
It's possible. Well, she would be White Widow at that point.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't know. If there's any women in ICE, let us know. I'd love to, hear your story and find.
Female ICE agents, please come on.
Only if you have to be hot with big tits, too.
Yeah, because they're probably hot, right? They're hot ICE.
As far as like female ICE agents, I'm picturing Roseanne Barr.
No, they wouldn't accept her.
Well,
I feel like if ICE is
not
going to accept
literally
women,
her.
they're going to be like, you got to be hot with huge tits.
I
And
think
blonde.
they're just trying to get whoever they
Film
can
guy,
get.
So you're thinking about fucking Charlie's Angels and that bullshit. In the real world, the only woman that's going to be doing that is going to be real butchy.
Yeah,
I know, but
there
I'm saying
are
that
hot
if
women
I'm the
cops.
guy in charge of ICE, if I'm, Captain ICE, and then all these women are signing up, I'm not going to be looking at I want to work with the ones who I can work with,
The ones that remind you of your
Those are
homely
the
mother.
ones that you hire to be like the secretary, so you can pick them up after hours. And then the butchy ones you put out in the field.
Maybe ICE people, let us know, because we get a lot of
How
ICE
does it
viewers.
work? 'Cause
Oh,
that's
as
how
far
it works
as-
in the P-boys.
As far as real cops, like there are hot women that are just like
Yeah,
out in the field.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
They how do you feel about women in the force, P fans?
And maybe that's the hot ICE. They use her as like a distraction. She like approaches the Mexicans, and maybe she unzips her shirt a little bit, and she's like,
And they go,
Oh.
"Ándale, ándale,"
Oh.
right? And then they run
Hola.
straight into her-
"Hola, boys."
From what I've seen,
You got some bad boys. You got some bad illegals.
from what
Why
I've
does it
seen,
come
those are normally like they're typically more aggressive
Typically, right?
because they have to like compensate for like their lack in physical stature. So
the
they,
women,
yeah,
Yeah.
hot
women
like
cops.
5'2" women.
Yeah,
I watch a lot of fucking police videos. It's fun to stay informed on stuff.
stay informed and
Wait, what are
hot
you
women.
saying? Hot 5'2" women are more aggressive?
Well, yeah, like when they're cops, because they have to
overcome.
they have to use their voice to overcome.
It's like what Nicole was saying. That's why she's pro amendment. Second Amendment is because if somebody like she's such a little lady, if she gets attacked,
what's she gonna
needs
do?
to shoot
Try
someone.
and do jujitsu?
She got
against Matt
Jew
Yari.
all over
It's
them.
not going to go very well.
Yeah. So the women cops. I'm surprised there's not more women cop shootings.
Like women cops just shooting somebody just because
Yeah.
they got scared. Yeah, that's a fair observation.
Actually,
I think
yeah,
probably
yeah.
It's a reflection of there's just not being as many women in the force.
Yeah, or maybe the captain is just not assigning them those.
Maybe they're trying to cover it up. Like we fought so hard to get women in here.
Yeah. Maybe if Derek Chauvin was a woman, then that wouldn't have happened. The George Floyd killing.
Yeah, George Floyd would have liked it.
Would have just been.
He'd
She
like-
was just trying to practice her kinks. All right, how do we get here? I think I started this.
Yeah, this is gonna go south. Okay.
I don't know. What do women cop? No, let's talk more about women.
Less
cop.
than 5 minutes in,
Let's
we're on
talk more
George
about
Floyd
women cop.
fetish.
Thinking about ICE lately.
Really?
Well, because I don't want to drop any names, but I guess I'll just say people in my personal life.
Yeah.
I got some people who are very anti-ICE and
Okay.
some who are very pro-ICE. And me, I'm anti-government.
Right.
So to me, when I see the government going out in the streets and stuff, this too aggressive, amongst the population. So I don't like this.
Among Us.
Yeah, I don't think it's a great.
Right.
But if they're hot
I
women,
don't think they're going about it in a very good way.
it's different.
Maybe they, if it's a hot woman doing it.
Listen, if women run the world, that'd be an awesome one.
Why don't they just use like strippers? Because like,
strippers are fucking crazy, and you can't.
yeah, so are ICE agents.
Yeah, but ICE agents are crazy in a way where they can still go and perform a task and follow procedures.
You think?
$50,000 signing bonus
doing
is
coke
like.
and blowing people.
Well, no, they
That's an
fucking
insane,
hang
like-
from poles by their like feet and stuff. Like that's.
Anyways, what I was saying.
Alright.
One of the big justifiers. This is okay. These words of wisdom from that yard. This is
All
how
right.
you identify propaganda. Right?
Okay.
So one of the people that I know very close to me, who is like justifying the ICE raids, is like, well, they're getting all these rapists, and which sounds like, oh, well, then I guess they're doing a good thing.
Yeah.
But, the ICE raid. This is not the let's start catching rapists program.
Yeah.
Right.
So to justify it by, this other thing is a persuasion and a manipulation tactic.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody thinks rape.
Everyone's like, I'm against rape.
That's how
Get all
everyone
the
got
rapists.
behind.
So it's like, oh, well, this new program that we're
Yeah.
doing, we're catching rapists.
That's how everyone got behind Kyle Rittenhouse.
Sure. But
Wait, what do you mean?
The people that he shot were like
We're
pedophiles.
pedophiles?
Yeah. So it's like
Sure.
that kind of logic where it's like
Yeah, it's
the
similar.
person that
Right, he didn't
the
know
victim just so happened to be a bad person.
Yeah.
he didn't. Right. He wasn't like, oh, these guys are pedophiles.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna shoot
get
the
'em. It was just
pedophiles.
a
No, he
violent
that was his
interaction.
mission.
In
He's
my
like,
opinion,
I'm
he
going to
went there to shoot
Charlottesville to
people.
shoot pedophiles.
Right, but the thing is about ICE is catching rapists. Again, number one, it's not a rapist program. Number two, why didn't we catch the rapists when they raped? Right? Rape is a crime, so there's already a police force that's out there supposed to be catching rapists.
Yeah. And they had them. If they could prove that they were a rapist, I guess the cops had them at some point and then they re-released them.
Yeah.
While
Also,
knowing that they're illegal.
Well, the thing
Also-
is, I don't think any of these statements are proven at all. It's probably just a fucking article that maybe caught
Right.
one guy who maybe was accused of rape, but like none of that's documented.
but also,
Out of
like,
the two people,
they're-
50%.
they're not, like, most of the people aren't, like, you can see on video, they're just grabbing random, like, old ladies. It's
Yeah.
not, it's almost the old
They just,
lady's
like,
a rapist.
ask
She's
where-
an old Mexican rapist.
It's like, do you have your identification
Jesus,
on
yeah.
you? Oh, you don't? Okay, we're going to have to grab you.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this-
No, I agree with you. It is crazy. I mean, they grabbed the manager of the Chicago Laugh Factory, and he's a citizen. He's not even
Yeah,
an
a lot
immigrant.
of the times they are.
He's not even Mexican. He's just some white guy.
So ICE is
Can you
just
prove
going
it?
around
And they're just grabbing people. I don't know. I didn't look enough into the situation, but I saw a bunch of people from Chicago posting like they snatched the manager of the Laugh Factory, and he's not even Mexican. He's not even like an immigrant. He's just I think he got involved somehow, and then they snatched him, and then they locked him away, and
It's just a shit show. Dude.
yeah. So I'm like, what the
How
fuck does that have
unprofessionally
anything to
run
do
is
with?
this fucking organization?
What's interesting is so many, again, so the pro-ICE people are generally conservative Republicans.
Sure.
because it's like a Trump thing.
Yeah,
But those people also claim to be anti-government.
yeah,
They're saying that the government doesn't really do their job very well as far as like how they serve the people.
yeah,
They'll be the first to tell you like, oh, well, the postal service kind of sucks compared to FedEx and shit like that.
yeah,
But it's like if the government sucks at all these things, why do you now trust that they're going to have like a thorough process that's going to be ethical and serve the best interests of the people? If in all these other examples where there's like healthcare, all that other stuff, the government can't do anything right. Why do you think they're going to do this right?
It's not like they're going like to. They have the address of a rapist, and they're going, and then they're arresting the rapist. They're just standing around, just like, if you look vaguely Mexican, we're gonna take you.
Yeah, they're just grabbing people. They're like, holy
They're
shit,
just
we got a
grabbing
rapist.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's so many rapists, dude. But they're not catching any of the American rapists. They're hard to find. There's no American rapists.
Can we get like ICE except for everyone on the Epstein list? You know, something like that.
Are you gonna privately fund it? How are you gonna do that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
ICE hasn't catched any of the Epstein. Well, I guess they're documented.
Sure. Yeah, you're allowed to be a
Well,
rapist if you live in America.
I know, but
If
couldn't
you're
we
a
come up with,
citizen, you
like-
can be a rapist.
It's like a huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge issue. Why don't we have like a task force like assigned to it? Why are we letting like to just snag Brad Pitt? I don't know if he was on the list, but I'm sure he's fucking fondled something.
Because who's gonna pay for that?
Right, who's gonna pay? The people who put this shit.
Who's
together.
paying for ICE?
The
They're
people-
grabbing more
the
people.
on the list.
They're grabbing
Yeah.
random people. They're spending so much time. If we just had
People
a
on the
concentrated
Epstein list are the ICE people. They're paying for the ICE.
Well,
All
fuck.
the powers that be.
Yeah. All right, we here at the P-Boys, we're gonna put together an Epstein grab list, but I don't even think there's an official list. I don't know. Like, there's so many
It's
different
so fucked
versions
up.
of the list.
They're just throwing names on there. They're crossing names out. Everyone there has like a good fucking reason to be there.
Who cares, dude?
Our
Statute of
president-
limitations.
Our president.
Statute
hung
of
out with the
limitations.
dude. Statutory rape.
Yeah, a couple of our presidents.
Couple. Most of them, probably. Yeah.
Obama's into men, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking girls.
Right.
Obama.
I wonder if Epstein brought little boys on the island for him.
Oh, definitely.
Were there boys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
I didn't know that.
because like the whole
You one of them?
Yeah, I was there.
So you started
I was a journalist. I was spying on the island. That's what I was doing there.
taking video.
Remember they said Trump, he was actually sent
out
to the
with staff.
island as an FBI informant.
that's
Well,
news to me.
Yeah, that was when the whole thing, like, first people started being like, why isn't it? The FBI was like, oh no, actually Trump was sent to the island as an FBI agent to, like,
I heard he was just there to hang out with the staff.
So does that mean Trump is an FBI agent?
no, but then I think they said actually that wasn't true. But that was like their first, like, reason why they couldn't release the documents was because Trump was an FBI agent.
Deep undercover.
Yeah.
Trust me, we didn't overlook this. So
This is a true thing that came out, that he was like going there for the FBI. I didn't make that up.
He was doing it for. He had noble reasons.
Yeah,
God,
he's a James Bond. He's a. They're like, we need a man on the inside, and then Trump was like, I'll do it.
that's the guy I think of
Yeah,
when I think of overthrowing a massive political scheme.
Yeah.
Send Donald Trump in undercover.
I mean, you would never see that coming if Trump was an undercover FBI agent, like came to like your pedophile island.
The guy wears his heart on his sleeve, except for when he's undercover arresting pedophiles.
Right.
Yeah. I wonder where they're doing the pedophilia now. 'cause they must have.
Yeah, all their spots have been, taken. Well,
Just the one spot. I'm sure.
the
they-
pizza shop. I don't know.
They say that it's underneath a lot of government buildings, a lot of these like dungeons and shit where they
Yeah.
torture children. If you go down those rabbit holes.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, it's probably more than just the one fucking island. You know?
definitely.
absolutely. It's
Probably some basement in Miami.
An international
Network of
It's all over the
pedophiles.
place.
Yeah.
It's all over the world.
What the fuck's going on in Dubai, folks?
Dubai is party central. I don't know.
I know that's
It is
there
weird
actually
that
is
like,
like a thing where
look,
like women go over to the Middle East and then they don't get to come back because like a prince will like offer them like, hey, you want to come hang out, and then they'll take their passport and shit and be like, you're stuck here now.
It is interesting that like the people in power are trying to hide their pedophilic ways, but they're the ones in power. So why don't you just pass a law that like it's okay to be a pedophile?
You gotta
I
be.
think you're gonna run into some. You can't be that obvious about it.
I guess, but
I mean,
Also, that
it's
would
not
it would
gonna-
make it less fun. I mean, I think part of the zhuzh is that this is illegal.
I'm
Yeah,
not
the
saying
only
that
reason they like it is because it's so wrong.
I'm against pedophile.
That's why the
pedophilia.
elites love
Well,
jaywalking.
that's why they do. That's why they do is because they want to have blackmail on them, so they can say,
Yeah, right.
hey, George Clooney, hey, Tom Hanks, we have a video of you fucking a child,
Yeah.
and so
Wanna
I
be
guess
on this
they
list?
don't want it to be legal because they want to hold it over them.
Right.
But the thing is that so many of them are pedophiles that it's like, you think like one of them would be like, hey, they have this video of me. What if I just make it legal that like?
Well, one of them is not enough to change the law for everybody, especially
guess.
in a country, especially globally. It is illegal.
I don't know about that.
I wouldn't say
Globally,
globally. There is
Globally,
most countries have a
most
limitation,
countries,
but
you
some
can't
of them
just go
are
around
crazy.
raping kids. I mean, yeah, in some
Sure.
places I guess you can, but in general, It is against the law. It is a violation of basic international human rights.
Yeah.
So Tom Hanks can't just change that.
Tom Hanks can't.
No matter how good Forrest Gump was.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't give you that kind of...
People just like the Tom Hanks one. That's the one that like bothers me the most because like I feel like it is true, but like what do I know? First of all, but second of all, it's like what are we gonna do about it? Like there's nothing really. You're a crazy person if you accuse
Here's
Tom
my
Hanks.
theory or my solution. And it's like, so obviously all these people, once they get all this power and stuff, like they need something disgusting, like being a pedophile in order to get sexual satisfaction. What if we just started castrating them all? Once you hit a certain tax bracket, you no longer need sex, and then you can focus on your financials. All in favor?
Well, the problem is, how do you? They don't just like walk around to Starbucks where you can ice them. Like we need an ice task force.
We know where they're gonna be.
Also,
they literally
announce the
we don't
the
know where they're gonna
pedophiles
be.
are
They're
the
gonna
ones
have
who
security.
decide those things.
Right.
I know. Let's castrate them.
How are we
Okay,
gonna
so
do
there's
that?
going to have to be some underground castrations first, and then they'll be like, oh, shit, what have we been doing? Let's get these other guys.
Well, let's
okay,
stop with the hypotheticals. Like, what's a real?
Here's the real
there is
solution. Well,
suicide.
first of all, I got to understand what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
Because this is what's really going on here, right? So the way it kind of works is, again, they have this international network of child abuse, and then it's those children that get abused that, once they start becoming teenagers, they're all fucked up in the head and severely traumatized, usually have split personalities. Mm-hmm. And then they offer them fame and fortune so they become actors and politicians. So a lot of actors and politicians came up being abused.
I see what you're saying.
And then
they just
because they're
carry it
so
on.
fucked up in the head, they have the power, they have the fame, like facing society, we think that they're just a star. But on the back end, that's how they came up. That's how they see the world. And they are literal psychopaths, because that's what happens when you get abused as a child. It fucks up your mind. And then the only outlet for all that pain and trauma is to abuse the next generation of kids who then get offered these positions once they
cyclical.
I see. So you're saying the Justin Timberlakes of the world, they were on the island.
Basically any celebrity or politician potentially was abused like that as a child.
Because no one ever talks about who are the kids on the island.
Yeah.
A lot of times,
and how haven't they all...
They get them any way they can get them, right? Because it doesn't matter which kid, right? So there's plenty of ways to kidnap a child.
I know there's plenty of, but you never hear a mom.
Yeah, what happens to
being
them after?
I don't know where my kids are. They're ending up.
There are all kinds of missing
cases. There's
cases.
hundreds of thousands of missing children.
I know there's
common.
hundreds of thousands
Every
of
year.
missing children, but what? What I'm trying to there's no one knows how the kids in the I don't know.
The kids get re-released into the world, and then you don't hear anything about that after. They don't, until recently, you don't just hear them go oh yeah, by the way, this is how I was brought up. This was going on. I met Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
but
very few of them. Some of them do.
You never see a journalist interview one of the kids on the Epstein Island.
Sometimes. Well,
I
Really?
mean, I can understand those kids being too afraid to show their face.
Documentary where a bunch of the Epstein girls
Really?
talked about. You haven't seen that?
No, I haven't
On
seen that.
Netflix?
No.
There's a whole Netflix Epstein documentary. A bunch of the girls came forward.
Did they name any names?
Yeah.
Really? Who do they
Absolutely.
name?
One of them accused Alan Dershowitz,
Sure.
and then there was one of the British prince.
Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
It's great that
Bill
that was
Clinton.
out on Netflix. The
I can't believe
platform
you never
that
watched
No, I didn't
platform
even
that
know about
hosted cuties.
Right.
Clearly they're very strong against pedophiles.
So.
But then what's done about that?
What's done about what?
They made this documentary, and these girls said George Clooney raped me, and then what do they do after that?
I don't know if they specifically accused George Clooney.
Well,
of
I'm
that
just
thing.
using George Clooney. I don't
It's
remember.
just-
any of
Well,
the
I don't
people who
think
just said-
anything's been done about it. Because
Yeah.
now Epstein's been killed. I was like, all right, well, I guess justice was served.
They're just testifying out of court, basically. They're doing the same thing that they would do in court, but in front of a national audience.
But also, if you're that girl and you accuse Prince Andrew
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna go arrest Prince Andrew?
Yeah, him and all his
who's
Sure.
gonna follow
layers
through
and
on
layers
that?
of protection.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You're gonna charge the palace. I don't think that's gonna work out very well for you. And that's why your castration thing isn't really gonna work.
Oh, it will. It's not going to start off great. There will be some resistance, but
Well, also,
if we just castrate the right people, they'll become on.
Yeah,
our
also, I
side.
don't think the tax bracket is a way to go about it.
Yeah, it is.
What, a tax bracket?
Yeah, but
it's
not
surprisingly
a tax
low.
bracket thing.
I think like
They're taking this seriously.
who's
no, the
involved in
highest tax
network.
bracket I think is like 500,000 a year.
Well, we'll come fine. Not tax brackets, but I don't know, something similar to a tax bracket. You know, once
sure.
you make a certain amount of money, you
Yeah.
have a certain amount of Instagram
Castrated?
followers. Yeah.
That's a terrible idea.
So you either get castrated or
That's the
you
most-
get capped at your money. No, that's a great idea.
It's not gonna work.
You're taking it so seriously, though.
Okay, was it a
Well,
serious
this isn't
proposition?
a
No.
hypothetical podcast.
This is
This
we're
I'm
trying
not-
to
I'm
solve
always
world
leaving-
problems here.
Weird
Lemon?
fucking retarded local comedians.
Okay.
We're
Listen,
not gonna
by
be
the
able to
way,
figure it
speak
out.
for
by the way,
yourself,
I was talking.
but-
I just thought of something. The ICE big tits ladies. That's basically what the IDF does.
Yeah, but
Oh.
they're not going out there and actually like doing the missions. They're just posting hot Israeli chicks on Instagram for good PR. Those aren't like the commandos going out.
Yeah,
into
Dude,
the
it's
yeah.
not like
field.
ICE couldn't do the same thing, you know?
Yeah, they're
Show
you
Ben
know,
Shapiro's
they're
sister.
sucking BB's
Ben
dick.
Shapiro's sister joins ICE.
Yeah,
Never wears socks.
but
Is that her thing? She never wears socks.
No, there's
Doesn't wear
the
socks?
meme is that she has big mommy milkers and nice feet. Ben Shapiro's sister. I have a
Abby
picture
Shapiro
of
there.
her on my phone with like Pepe the Frog sucking on her toes.
Nice. That's hot.
I keep it.
anyways, the solution is
All right, the final solution.
the final solution is. And I mentioned it on the Nicole pod.
Yeah.
Is everybody needs to get some land and go live on a farm
Yep.
and stop participating in the global financial system.
Yeah.
If everybody does that, if everybody's self-sufficient outside of currencies that are issued by privately owned central banks, their whole thing collapses.
What about all the infertile land though? There's more people than there is fertile land.
I don't think that's true at all.
Like millions of people in inner cities where there's just buildings, you know,
They leave the city.
and go where to the farmland where.
Yes.
So there's people that have acres and acres, and they're making just enough to like break even for themselves.
Well, you're talking
Not
about-
everyone
okay, but
can do that.
They're
you
trying
know.
to break even because they're still part of this fucked up economy.
Yeah, but
Right? If you just work the land to feed your local community, and that's basically what everybody did.
but
right?
then everyone's feeding themselves. I just don't think there's enough land for
There's
people.
more than
There
enough
needs to be
land.
other skills than farming, like other valuable.
So then any other skills would be like skills that are we basically all need to become Amish. If everybody became Amish and was as self-sufficient as possible and stopped using money, then the banks have no purpose and they go out of business. And if everybody is self-sufficient in that way and sources your own food and your resources.
Yeah, but how do you convince the entire world to go
yeah,
about
no,
that?
this seems harder to pull off than the castration thing.
Yeah, the castration thing, that seems easier.
I don't know how you pull it off. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
like I have
Oh
the
yeah, no,
magic.
it's like your perfect world.
I'm
thing.
saying in
yeah, no, I'll
theory,
agree. I'll agree with that.
Sure.
Perfect world,
if everybody
communal
just
anarchy.
starts doing that, yeah, it's more it's a bit anarchist, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
No, that's like-
it's basically socialism.
Communal anarchy. So it's
Sort
got
of,
aspects
yeah.
of communism, but it's like all the right intent. There's no one
I
in
think
charge.
Communism or socialism works if everybody lives on a farm.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
best
You know?
system on paper.
Yeah.
But
Right.
with
But
the
it
way
has
that
to be-
society is, it's
Right, it has
not
to be
possible.
Small and local, and you can't, So how realistic is that? It's not very, but neither is the castration thing. And I think that if everybody did that, then it would like reconnect everybody to our like spiritual essence, because you're living in harmony with nature and the earth, and you
Yeah.
forget about all the petty consumerism and banking and
Here-
money and materialism.
We
Here's
literally
my
need
solution.
An entire global collapse in order to like restart.
That's-
We just need to reset our line of
Ready?
thinking.
Here's my solution. We grow the P-Boys to be the biggest media source in the country.
We're
And then
halfway there.
We get an interview with Tom Hanks, and we say, dude, we know what you did.
Are you
Just
willing to be
tell us.
castrated?
Just
We
say-
lock the door so he can't leave.
Uh-huh.
We lock it from the outside. We're like, dude, we won't let you. We do like a Mr. Beast challenge with Tom Hanks, and we say, dude, you can't leave the room until you admit
confess.
that you were a pedophile.
So I'm interested in where you keep bringing up Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
So where's that name coming up specifically for you? Is that
He
something that's
was
been-
named.
Yeah, I think
Epstein.
he was one of
Yeah.
he was one of the guys.
Okay, so I find that interesting because, not that I disagree,
Okay.
but I have a high school friend who used
Chet
to
Hanks.
no
Okay.
high school friend who used to work at a restaurant, and then he got me a job at the same restaurant a couple years ago. And the owner of that restaurant was a big Alex Jones guy.
Okay.
And this was before I really even kind of got into it.
Yeah.
And so my high school friend would kind of like laugh about it, like, oh, he said Tom Hanks. And he specifically named Tom Hanks as well, that the owner of this restaurant would always rip on Tom Hanks as one of the biggest pedophiles out there.
Yeah.
And my friend thought it was funny. And I was like, whatever, I don't know. But then, getting into some of the things I've seen, how, like, pretty much any celebrity, and, like, the bigger the celebrity, almost is more likely that this is their secret life.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's just funny that
Yeah, no, Tom
Yeah.
Hanks, he's kind of been the main guy to, like, come up on. Like, did you ever hear about Isaac Cappy?
No.
He was, like, an actor and comedian who was, like, in a bunch of, like, movies in, like, the early 2000s, 2010s.
Okay.
And then he alleges that he was hanging out with some of his celebrity buddies.
Mm-hmm.
They invited him to join their club where they were going to eat chicken. And then they, like, opened
That's
the door.
code word?
Yeah, and they opened it, and there was a bunch of, like, children that they were having sex with.
Uh-huh.
And then he basically, like, fell down the rabbit hole of, like, trying to expose, like, all the, because he was about to become, like, a famous actor.
Yeah.
He was, like, on the come up.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes total 360. He's trying to, like, expose. And Tom Hanks specifically was, like, one of the ones that he was going after. And then I think, like, a couple of years into it, he jumps off a bridge, like, on a highway and kills himself.
Yeah.
Really?
But-
When was that?
A number of years ago, 10 years ago maybe, something like that.
Okay.
But he kept saying, like, he would, like, do live streams and he'd say, like, I'm not suicidal, I'm not crazy. But he killed himself, and then it was ruled as, like, a suicide, and he was a crazy guy who had bipolar disorder.
Right.
But then there's, like, connections with Tom Hanks where he posted something on Instagram the same day he killed himself, and the Instagram. This to me is, like, a little bit like, why would Tom Hanks be, like, posting clues on his Instagram about, like, I'm a pedophile and I
Yeah.
killed this guy?
What did Tom Hanks post?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I, like,
Yeah. went
seen
down
anything
that
Yeah,
about
road.
it.
no, I've seen stuff like that too. I can't
Yeah.
remember who's the guy from House of Cards.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey has also like made ominous videos.
Yeah.
Like after like the allegations.
Yeah,
and it's
it's-
just like I see how people think this is wrong, but why would he do that?
Let me explain.
It might be getting
part of
off.
it- again, part of it is my understanding. It's all part of this, like, fucked up global cult,
Yeah.
Satan worshiping cult.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do they do this? It's to direct human consciousness. It's a spiritual warfare kind of a thing.
Yeah.
If you take an innocent child and you warp their minds to be so traumatized and full of pain that they now behave in ways that serve Satan and evil.
Yeah.
And part of their whole process, they have to put this information out and available to the public, right? So they have to be very secretive about actually talking, like putting clues and what's the word? I guess clues is the word.
Red
Like
herrings.
little Easter eggs, little
Easter egg,
yeah.
little things out there that let you know what they're doing without it being too obvious. So
Yeah.
part of the whole game is like leaking this information without exposing.
That's always been the part that's lost me, though. It's like,
Yeah, that like I get it, but that just seems like people making up an extra thing to like justify
Yeah.
their theories. We're just like, no, this
It could
if you
be
believe
like-
this proves everything.
yeah.
It all could be, and that's fine. I agree.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's always been the part where I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not saying that I know that this is true. I'm saying like this is the explanation for it.
yeah,
And again, it's also part of the explanation. Again, it is a spiritual thing, and it is that our consciousness is what creates reality, right? So if our consciousness creates reality, they need to put these ideas into our heads so that we also kind of like sort of, I guess, manifest it in reality.
So you're saying that if people are giving power to the idea that there's satanic pedophiles, that is what keeps it going?
Say it one more time. If people are giving...
So you're saying our consciousness creates reality. So without people thinking about it, there wouldn't even be the idea of satanic pedophiles?
I mean, that's not
Maybe.
wrong.
I don't think you're too far off.
Okay.
But also...
Then you know what? I'll censor every time we say satanic pedophile, so that way our consciousness isn't creating reality.
What have we been saying the whole time?
But it's also like, for example, like they say with COVID,
Yeah.
they put all this stuff out there that like pre-programmed people to think about pandemics
Yeah.
before it happened. So that way it was something kind of in our minds that they could trigger. And if you think about like for a couple of years, all of these doctor shows became very popular. Like, what was the first very popular
Dr. Phil?
Dr.
show?
Phil, Dr. Oz.
No, I mean, like,
Dr.
I'm talking about.
Oh,
like,
you're talking about,
Grey's
like,
Anatomy
ER.
and Scrubs and
Yeah.
ER.
I don't know,
George
that's been,
Clooney.
like, popular for a while.
He was in ER.
That's been popular since like the 80s,
Yeah,
maybe
right.
older.
So that, and then there's, there's all this stuff out there about like buildings collapsing before 9/11. So like different images, different like cartoons and
Okay.
Stuff like that.
So they're subliminally like
Yeah,
Right, they
there's so many
subliminally
things that the
put it out
Simpsons have said where it's just like, come on.
That's another big one. A lot of the, the conspiracy people will tell you that the Simpsons specifically is controlled by the Freemasons. And the Freemasons is like they are the cult, right? So the Simpsons predicted Trump would be president, which is pretty fucking crazy if you think about it.
Yeah, no, they've made some really insane predictions.
Exactly. So that's kind of how it works. Like the Simpsons puts an episode of, oh, wouldn't it be crazy if Trump was the president, and then somehow it actually happens later, right? So
we got to infiltrate the Simpsons writers' room, and then
like P-Boys,
we
the
gotta-
biggest podcast.
no, we got to make an episode where Homer is like, "Oh man, I got to catch all these Hollywood satanic pedophiles," and then
How do I do that?
yeah.
What if I don't know.
What if I go on the
Fallout?
what if I go on the P-Boys and I talk to them about how Tom Hanks is a satanic pedophile? And then
Guest starring Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
that's how we got to expose it. We got to get in the Simpsons writer room.
Matt Groening, whatever his last name is.
To do that, you have to be a pedophile. It's probably
Yeah, they got an initiation thing. That
Also, if you think
sucks. That
about
means
it-
that Conan is a satanic pedophile.
Are the Simpsons still making new episodes?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Okay, so isn't that a little weird? Like, who the fuck watches the Simpsons anymore?
yeah, for sure.
Like, do they still have a following?
That's how
Yeah.
they're getting past.
No,
they
there's
started
kids
in
that
what, the
still
80s.
kids like get into the modern episodes and then they go back and like watch them. Like my nephew's, he really likes The Simpsons.
Yeah, they have an episode, Marge versus the monorail, and then they had that East Palestine train that spilled chemicals into Ohio last year.
Whoa.
I don't know. That was a stretch of a connection, but still, you never know.
Well, that's the thing in Conspiracyville. You can stretch out any connection.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
Yeah.
and that's part of it. I want to make that clear as well. Once you go down the conspiracy rabbit hole, you have to have this mindset that everything's bullshit, which includes the conspiracies.
Yeah, you have to filter the fuck out of it.
You have to recognize that everything that you consume is probably bullshit. So
Yeah.
it's not saying that like, oh, a conspiracy guy said it, therefore it's true. They could be lying just like anybody else.
Yeah, they know just as much as you.
Yeah, and that's how you know that Earth is flat.
Right.
It's been proven.
Yeah, I don't know. Just nobody.
How did
trust,
Christopher Columbus
trust
get
any-
here,
Don't
then?
trust anything or trust whatever you feel. I don't know. I can't watch like Tom Hanks movies anymore because I'm just like I feel like I know this thing
Once
that
you
like
saw
people are
his
gonna.
pedophile videos, you know that like these, that's his best shit.
He was just playing Forrest
Everything
Gump
else
at the
is
island. He's
lame
like,
in
well, I guess
comparison.
this is okay.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know.
I forgot I wanted to ask Rob. I wanted to read the list of presidents and ask him to pick the sexiest one.
That would have been a good question.
Really dropped the ball there.
Yeah. I don't know. So we're probably gonna mysteriously commit suicide after this episode.
Right, we are not suicidal.
Right.
If I kill myself in any less than a really cool way, it wasn't me.
Yeah. If Lemon kills himself with 2 bullets in his mouth, somehow he pulled the trigger twice, then
If I'm gonna shoot myself, it will be a smiley face pattern.
oh, that'd be pretty cool.
So now you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He positioned like 30 guns in like the smiley face pattern, and then they all shoot you in the chest at once. They did something like that on Mythbusters where they had like a paintball gun that like shot and made like a Mona Lisa.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. It's like, yeah, they have a bunch of like barrels lined up, and then it just shoots all of them at once, and then it makes a painting.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I don't
Like,
remember. It was a lot.
I think 1,000, like a
Yeah.
lot. It's each gun is basically just a pixel.
Okay, so it's huge, obviously.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They all shot at the same time.
Yeah. It was just like it just went from blank, boom, Mona Lisa.
Which one of
That's
these is
crazy.
yours?
Yeah. No, it's really cool.
Really busting myths.
I think is your microphone plugged in? I don't think yours is.
Oh no. They're trying to censor Yari.
No, is it plugged in? Make sure it's plugged in.
Yo. Pop.
Your volume level might just be low.
No, it's all the way up. Whatever. It got most of that. I just noticed that it stopped popping.
Uh-oh.
Fucking elites are trying to censor us.
Yeah. All right. Well, then we'll just end it there. Big peace.
Canada,
Yo.
the #1 measuring
Thanks for
check on
watching.
this podcast. Big deal.